Hello, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, Sherman is back. And I know it's been a while, and I know you're probably wondering why. And honestly, I would love to explain it to you, but unfortunately, it's a really, really, really long moving story. And so I'm just gonna say that we went to move from one state to another. There was a hell of a lot of complications. I couldn't get back until this moment, so here we are. And so I figured, why not first video back, do something different, something interesting, some new content. And so here we are with SkyForge. Now this is a free game that you can find on the PlayStation Store, and I'm pretty sure it's also on PC. I don't know about Xbox One or not, but I was playing this last night with Waffle, and it was a lot of fun. It really was. And so I have done quite a substantial amount of work so far, but I figured, why not just relax and chill for about half an hour or so. Um, and hopefully you guys will really like this, because I think you will. So,
I've just thought about you, and you know what? I have a few things lying around. I'm sure you'll find them useful. Except for this.
alright. So this game is... Thank you for showing that off. So this game, as you can tell, is an RPG, and it is pretty fun, actually. It's a bit better than all the other ones I've played, and honestly, I highly recommend it for people playing, MMORPGs for the first time, really. 'Cause it's not really all that difficult. It's not like you play this game for, 2 or so hours and finally you get to a dungeon where you just get your ass kicked over and over and over again. So, I really like it, and I'm hoping you guys will too, because, well, I think this is a solid game that deserves some attention. So, as you can see on the right, we have some quests we have right now, and one of them involves killing these plants, or did, seeing as how I just finished it. And it's just as simple as really doing the quests as they're given to you. And the tracking in this game is pretty good, because as you can see, any current quests that I have actually have icons that symbolize stuff I can do for quests. Like, for example, those enemies there had kind of aiming reticles over their head. As you can see, next to the swords, they have the yellow circles. And so that just means that they are quest-related monsters. And once we get done with the quests, we can just go ahead and automatically accept rewards. We don't have to run to any quest givers or anything like that. We just run straight to, or we just hit the button and we're all good to go. So let's go ahead and examine this.
Oh, someone's cell phone. Apparently these creatures like shiny things. And a pile of cables. We don't need those. Throw them out.
Very nice. So,
I think it's just a useless rag. We don't need it.
so this game, I mean, if you really need to know this kind of the story of this game, it's kind of basically you are an immortal, and this is your path to becoming a god. I mean, it's as simple as that, and it's really nice. It's not super complex like most MMORPGs are, where there's 500,000 different paths and side quests that require you to grind out in between. It's just kind of casual and fun, which is nice for a change, as opposed to something like RuneScape or God, what's another one I played? Whoop. These guys aren't happy. Alright, let's check this next. Oh, you're not happy? Alright. Well then. Kill. So there are quite a few different classes in this game, and what I really like about this game, more than anything else, is that from what I can tell so far, mind you, I'm probably only about 3, maybe 4 hours into the game, is that almost everything in this game can actually just kind of be earned in game. Like, just like every free game, there are microtransactions, but I've noticed that even some of the premium currency in this game can actually be earned, which is actually really nice. Because you guys know, I'm not one to be all about microtransactions. I don't like to just go pay a bunch of money, but I believe it is a solid business model for free games and game development companies that want to do it that way, you know. And to an extent, other types of games like GTA and whatnot do it really well. Kill these things, I need them for a quest. We'll probably stay here and go ahead and continue the quest. We gotta kill some more of these spider things. But yeah, if we take a moment to look in the actual market, you can see in that bottom right corner, we have 2 types of currency, credits and diamonds. The credits are the base currency in this game, and the diamonds are kind of like the premium currency in the game. And I have 1,100 of them, and I have not made any microtransactions whatsoever in this game. And so, I really think that's cool, being able to earn premium stuff that you would have to do microtransactions with without actually having to do microtransactions with. It's pretty nice. Now, obviously, doing microtransactions speeds that up by quite a bit, but you know, as long as you can take the time to grind it out, like GTA, then I really see no problem with it, you know, because in GTA, you can get $5 million in an instant. Do I need to slay more? Yeah, I do. You can get $5 million in an instant through microtransactions, or you can spend, you know, 4.5 weeks grinding it. That, to me, is the best way to do microtransactions, honestly, because a lot of people will just get frustrated at all the grind and just pay for it at some point. While also at the same time, you're not making anyone who doesn't have a credit card or doesn't have money, for example, you know, 10, 11, 13-year-olds playing games, you know, struggle and get frustrated to the point of where they don't even want to play it anymore. So there are quite a few different I guess you could call them missions, but also kind of quests that you can do. The ones that I'm doing now is actually kind of side mission stuff. But there are... Okay, targets are too far away. But there are kind of more main story-esque missions through provinces, which we'll probably take a look at in the next episode. Because, that's a little different.
But where are the others? Why did they drop everything? I think they went deeper into the caves. Hurry! Perhaps they need help.
And I say that because of the fact... Nice. Finished another quest. I say that because, I've done a lot of the province missions already. And so I'm quite a bit into provinces right now. And so I'm gonna actually wait to bring Waffle along for that because, Waffle could be a big help. So let's search these dead students for a tablet. We don't need to kill those anymore. Let's see, there's some eggs over here. Go ahead and throw a bomb into those. There's another batch of eggs over here. Find the tablet here. Oh, they took exception to that tablet. Very nice. And that is actually another thing this game does really well, is everything about this game feels good. Like, the movement feels smooth. The frame rate doesn't seem to have any real issues. I mean, there's one area in the game, which is kind of just the main area where players stand around, that kind of has frame rate issues, but it's really not that bad, and everywhere else it seems to be pretty solid. And not to mention, it looks beautiful. Like, all of these areas and worlds just look great. Did we finish that quest back here? Let me look. We did not, so we still need 15% more eggs. Let's see if we can find them. Yeah, I'm just kind of clearing this map at the moment. Apparently I got this one, but it stopped being marked. Weird. Here's some eggs. Go ahead and throw that. That's done. We need 4 more. Here's one. Oop. And then let's see, there's more here and there. Okay, then don't fight me. Go ahead and take this one out. So I want to take a moment to go ahead and talk about my new streaming schedule, because well, not really my new streaming schedule, but my new schedule altogether, because of new setup that I have, and kind of the new way I want to take not only the channel, but also the way I kind of want to run with, I guess you could call this the career, is I've decided to start streaming a hell of a lot more often than I was before. And I'm thinking, mind you, this schedule is still kind of a work in progress. I'm thinking 5 hours a day, Monday through Friday. Of course, I'll still be putting up, 2 half-an-hour videos a day. But I was thinking of doing streaming Monday through Friday from noon to 5 Eastern Standard Time. And that would mean that videos would be recorded between between 10 and noon, and then I'd finish my recording session at noon and immediately start streaming whatever for, 5 hours or so.
They told me Vespers were dangerous when angered, but I didn't listen. Wait, I think that tablet.
And so that really kind of gives you guys the opportunity to actually hang out with, obviously, me and Waffle and Rice and everybody else through a stream of maybe Overwatch or War Thunder or whatever it may be.
They were attacked by a huge fight tonight. They all went to find an antidote. Please find her. I hope she's still alive.
But it's not only about, bringing you guys like live streams and whatnot, because live streams are cool and all, but it's also kind of about me wanting to I guess it's called affiliated. I'm not sure what the actual term is, but partnership, I think, is probably the better word, with Twitch. I really would like to accomplish that. Hopefully, I would hope in the next year. Highly unlikely, but I mean, I'm gonna do my best. Streaming every day for 5 hours is hopefully the way. So, we can only hope. And you guys can actually really be a big help for that if you guys were to, help spread the word about the channel.
I think it's their queen.
Nice.
If you defeat it, the colony will leave the caves, and this place will become safer.
If you guys helped out by, sharing the channel, telling your friends about it, telling them to come check out the Twitch streams and whatnot, giving the videos likes, subscribing, hitting the little notification bell so that way when my new content goes up. Doing all that really helps tell people, hey, this person is really doing everything they can and show some love and appreciation. And if you don't want to show that love and appreciation, I totally understand it. There are better YouTubers and Twitch streamers out there. I'm just doing my best to become one of them. So, let me... Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay. So we got this new area. Kill some more of them. So in this particular area, I'm a little bit OP, I guess you could say. Again, that is hugely because I ran through a bunch of province missions with Waffle and whatnot without coming through and doing all of these kind of side areas. So, with me just going back and redoing them, I'm kind of just killing everything very quickly. But, even still, it wouldn't be that difficult if you did a more correct order approach to it. Right. So here's another creeping vine. Go ahead and hit that up. Hit that. What's your problem, my dude? Oh, yeah. Should probably yeah, so right there, just another example of this game's base story, um, of you going from an immortal to a god. Um, because you can gain followers through rescuing people or mortals, as put in the game, and you can also buy them and whatnot in a building called the Cathedral. I do believe it's called. I could be wrong about that. Um, but we'll go and take a look at that in probably in the next little bit here. Uh,
Who are you?
found
You
Chara.
weren't in our group. You have an antidote? Give it here. Oh, it hurts so much. What are you doing? Don't touch me. Listen, if you don't have the antidote, just leave me alone and move back. I'm going to be sick.
Please don't throw up on me. Alright, so we finished that quest.
But hurry. I remember taking 4 medical kits from the camp. We have 1 here with us. So the other 3 must be in that cave.
Alright. Go ahead and hit up this vine. Nice. And all dead. And we'll get our reward for that quest. Alright. So, we'll go ahead and show off a little bit more of the game in just a second. Let me wrap up this antidote quest real quick, and then we'll go and we'll take a look at some of the other things that you get to play around with as well. And like every MMORPG, we have mounts, so we have a quick way of getting over to this next one. Look at that. Go ahead and grab this. Flask is broken. Alright. Although I have noticed that most distances in this game are really just kind of a quick jog. So the mounts have been a little bit useful.
Only 1 kit has the antidote.
Alright.
That's bad, of course. But it should be enough. Get to Chara quickly. She needs help.
Let's get this back to Chara real quick. And then we'll go take a look at some other stuff.
Oh, I feel so awful. You're not a doctor, are you?
I mean,
Yes,
shit,
I
I'm
feel
immortal,
better now.
so
Thank you. And
there's that.
who are you? You aren't from my group. Where are the others? Did they send you?
yep, they did.
No one survived? Not at all? Oh, they should have just left me and run and not act all reckless and heroic. But you know, while I was sitting here, I managed to learn something. Many strong fighting knights went into that part of the caves, then came back, gathered troops, and left. I think their leader's in that cave. You know what, I think? If you kill it, the rest of this vermin will scatter. Oh, thank you so much, Immortal. You really are a hero. Don't worry, I'll tell the Dean all about your feats. Please accept my gratitude.
Duly accepted. Alright. So we'll go ahead and take our reward, and then let's go ahead and take a moment to check out some other cool things from this game. So this is the campaign / province map, and as you can see, most of it is not like is not red like this province down here in the bottom center of the map. That's because all of this stuff has been liberated and cleared out, with the exception of this red area, which we are currently working on now. So there are 9 provinces, and as you can see, some of these areas are still red, and that's just kind of because again, me and Waffle kind of ran through the main story area, which is just kind of where this line runs through the province. And so as you can see, we made it through quite a few, and this is where we stopped. And we'll probably take a look at the actual province missions a little more later. But let me go ahead and get back here. But that is really kind of the main thing to get through, in my opinion at least. It's kind of main while all this other stuff is side. But as you can see, this is the capital. This is where we can go and spend our knowledge of enemies, which we get just from killing enemies, to get more power and get combat prototypes, which in turn makes you stronger. The cathedral here is where you can pay credits. So for example, bottom right corner, Great Ritual, 15,000 credits, which gives not only loot, such as the chest and followers, which make you stronger as well, but also it gives you these seals and whatnot, which give you boosts for, I believe, 24 hours, which is, so as you can see here, the divine augmentation that I have here is the seal of the cryomancer, which means I inflict 5% more damage as a cryomancer. And we'll get to that in just a moment. Let me go ahead and perform a couple more since I have the money. And here we have seal of the trooper. Damage in squad adventures increased by 5%. Now obviously that's not very useful, seeing as how I'm not in a squad with anyone, but it might be useful later. And then the Hall of Trophies is a place where you can pay some victor's medals to also make yourself more powerful and boost yourself. As you can see, I have rank 1 on the far right, which gives me 100 might and plus 1% might from bastions. So that basically just gives me boosts permanently. Now, as you can see in, let me go ahead and open it up. In my bag, we have several things, several items, including chests, which we can open for rewards, such as knowledge of enemies, which is actually, again, pretty useful. And this is our character equipment screen. Now, there's not really a whole lot to this game in terms of character equipment and whatnot. As you can see, we just really have a main weapon, which also includes our shield as well. And then we have an artifact, jewelry, gems of power, and a quick access panel. And the quick access panel is just for quick action stuff like healing items and whatnot. Gems of power, jewelry, and the artifact are just boosters to make you do more damage and health and whatnot, as we can see with this artifact, plus 22% bonus health, etc, etc, etc. And then obviously our main weapon just allows us to equip better weapons to do more damage. And then we have other classes as well, such as the Lightbender, which, as we can see, is the support class, and then the attacker is the Cryomancer, and then we have Paladin. Now, personally, I like Paladin, but that's kind of up to you as to whether you play and what you play. So this is kind of another thing I really like about this game, is this game has a lot of elements that really kind of make it feel like you're playing a kind of button mashy fighting game like God of War or Mortal Kombat or, you know, Tekken, because of your combo attacks and your different abilities and whatnot, because all MMORPGs have abilities, but then the ability to do combo attacks, like just smashing. Which also, you know, really does a lot for people who just don't like to sit there and try and figure out, oh, well, if I stack this with that and this, I'll do the most efficient and damn it. No. It's just nice for simple idiots like myself. And then obviously we have our character customization menu, but there's no real reason to kind of go through that because that's kind of all on you. So, I believe that is everything there really is. I mean, this game is not overly complicated.
We found traces of a large fight knight. I think he's watching us. I'm sure that if we get rid of him, the other fight knights will leave us alone.
Let me quickly go through my bag real quick. Actually, equipment check. Alright. So, go ahead and get rid of all this equipment that we don't need. This is all kind of low-level stuff, where we have some better stuff. Alright. Because again, like I said, I kind of just played through a lot of other content which made all this stuff kind of low-level. And that's another great thing about this game as well, while I'm thinking about it, is there's not really an XP leveling system to this game. The way you kind of tell how powerful you are is through a actual number that you have. As you can see here in the character screen, in the top right corner, we have a... I'm not sure what the exact term for it is. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a fame meter, or number really, and the higher that number is, the stronger you really are, and you can increase that number a few different ways, through getting better equipment, through getting more followers, perks and bonuses in the capital, through your cathedral and paying for followers, through the Tower of Knowledge and doing research. It's not, again, overly elaborate, and you don't have to worry about getting into dungeons with friends that are much higher level than you and not getting enough XP because they're killing everything. Because basically at the end of every level are bosses that drop items, and those items are what make you more powerful, and you can always pick those up even if you didn't participate in the boss battle. So, translation, you could really have a high level friend just kind of carry you through the whole game, and you could still, in theory, hold your own without them. So, right, we gotta go over here and defeat this thing. It's over 100 meters, so let's just grab our mount and go. And obviously someone has killed him recently, so we'll wait for him to respawn. Which it shouldn't. It shouldn't take too long. And there he is. Alright, well, we didn't even hit him in time because I went for a ranged attack. That's okay, we'll wait. So there are other classes in this game as well, besides the 3 that I showed you. But each of those classes you have to unlock through, obviously, making levels, right? Wrong. Actually, in this game, you can actually just pay to unlock other characters through standard currency in this game. You don't have to do microtransactions, you don't have to be a premium member to play them or, you know, create them or unlock them. You can legitimately just pay credits to do so. And I'll show that as soon as it hits in here. So, do some work. finished.
You managed to take out the leader. Wow. I'm sure the fight knights will leave the caves now.
So now I believe we have completely cleared this area, correct? Yep. All done. Look at that. Beautiful. So yeah, the classes in this game, we can actually see at the top, are obviously the Lightbender, the Alchemist, the Paladin, which we're already playing, the Knight, the Cryomancer, the Archer, Berserker, Gunner, Kinetic, Monk, Necromancer, Outlaw, Slayer, and the Witch. Those are all of your classes. Now, as I was saying earlier, you can unlock classes just through buying them with credits. And so, let me go ahead and see if I can remember. And so basically, if we want the Knight, we can just go up, select the Knight, hit X, and as we can see, donate 3,000 credits. So for 3,000 credits, we can unlock the Knight class and we can start playing it, which is pretty legit. Although I do think, I haven't checked this. Let me look real quick. Yeah. So you can also purchase them through microtransactions if you want, but you can also just grind out the credits, which again is the best thing about this game in my opinion, is the fact that everything that you could just microtransaction for, you can also just pay for with regular credits, which is awesome. Let's see if we can find something that doesn't require a group for right now. Right. Lambert Forest. So, I mean, that's really it. That is SkyForge. Check it out. I highly recommend it. It's one of the better MMORPGs I've played, and even if you're not that type of person who likes MMORPGs or you haven't played one before, I highly recommend this game as a first one, or perhaps a way of changing your mind. But as you all know, I kind of have the philosophy of give every game a try at least once, because you never know if you might like it or not. And so there you go, SkyForge. It's free to download on PlayStation 4 and PC. I'm not sure about Xbox One, but I'm sure if you took some time to look into it, you could find out. And yeah, maybe we'll see some more SkyForge in the future. Maybe we won't. Only you guys will be able to tell me. See you guys next time.